For those of us still committed to Havoc, we're in for a real treat. Havoc has been one of the few specs fortunate enough to receive a meaningful and well-rounded redesign. It still plays like the Havoc we know and love, but now it comes with stronger defensives, more diverse damage options, and reworked talents that make some of the previously underwhelming choices much more appealing. In this video, we will guide you through what to expect in the next expansion, ranking each major change from a thumbs up to a thumbs down. Now, we don't know for sure when Midnight will launch, but for sure it will be at the start of next year. That means we still have at least 3 more months of the War Within, which is plenty of time to hit your goals this season. And while you're waiting for Midnight, we recently updated all of our class courses for Season 3, giving you everything you'll need to rank up fast, including videos on how to perfect your rotation or how to get the perfect opener. We cover everything you need to play just like a gladiator in PvP. We even take concepts like positioning and break them down into step-by-step guides. It's like questing, but instead of experience, you gain rating. We even offer a 14-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee for those of you who just want to try us out. So after this video, be sure to click the link below for an exclusive discount to get started. For now, back to the video. First up, let's take a look at the upcoming class changes. Demon Hunter saw some major class-wide adjustments in the upcoming expansion. Several iconic talents that were previously found on the class side of the talent tree have now been moved into the Havoc specialization tree. Notably, Demonic, Collective Anguish, and the Hunt are now Havoc-specific talents. This is a fairly neutral change overall. While it shifts the structure of the talent tree, you're not actually losing access to any key abilities. It's more of a redistribution than a true overhaul on the class side. As expected, new talents have also been introduced to the Demon Hunter class, and the standout among them is Demonic Resilience. This talent is easily one of the most impactful additions we've seen in a while. It grants an additional charge of blur, meaning you can now use 2 blurs, which are both still on a 1-minute cooldown. Yes, you heard that right, 2 blurs, 1 minute each. This drastically improves Demon Hunter's survivability. And once we dive into the Havoc-specific changes, you'll see exactly why this talent might be borderline broken. Continuing the trend of turning Demon Hunter into one of the tankiest specs in the game, the next talent, First In, Last Out, adds even more. This talent grants you a shield equal to 6% of your maximum health every time you Fel Rush. While the shield does decay over time, it still provides solid value in PvP, especially given how much random damage is always going out. Sure, it's not going to save you from a massive one-shot, but it's still free mitigation that triggers passively, and you can never complain about getting extra shields. Demon Muzzle has received a major and much-needed rework. Now, whenever you successfully land a kick, you gain 15% reduced magic damage taken for 12 seconds. This is incredibly strong, especially against caster-heavy comps. If you're consistent with your interrupts, you can maintain nearly 100% uptime on this defensive buff, which is wild for how easy it is to trigger. Honestly, this level of value feels a bit overtuned, so don't be surprised if Blizzard decides to tone it down in PvP. But for now, Demon Muzzle is shaping up to be one of the strongest defensive talents Demon Hunters have ever had. We also got some solid utility added with Burn It Out and Soul Cleansing. Now, Immolation Aura can dispel either a disease or a curse, which opens up a lot of high-value defensive plays. This is especially strong against classes like Warlocks and Shadow Priest, where a single Immolation can remove big spells such as Havoc or Devouring Plague. It's a welcome addition that further enhances Havoc's tankiness. But not everything in the rework is perfect. We've lost Fel Eruption, leaving Chaos Nova as our only stun option. That's a pretty big hit. The good news is that Chaos Nova got a new talent, Focused Ire, which extends the stun on your main target by 2 seconds, and the base duration of Nova itself was increased by 1 second. However, Blizzard nerfed Focused Ire and Isolated Prey in PvP, so that Chaos Nova still only stuns for 5 seconds on a single target. At the end of the day, losing a dedicated single target stun definitely hurts. Overall, these class updates are extremely strong and push Demon Hunter's survivability to near broken levels. With multiple defensive buffs, Havoc is shaping up to be one of the tankiest specs in the game right now. We fully expect Blizzard to tune this down in future patches, but so far, we give it a big thumbs up for the class changes. Now though, let's take a look at the biggest changes to the spec tree. The Havoc tree looks mostly the same, but it's received some significant changes. Demon Blades is now baseline, which completely removes Demon's Bite from our ability list. This is a solid change, as it frees up a talent point and gets rid of an ability that hasn't seen use since Legion. Havoc also lost Looks Can Kill to make room for Demonic in the Havoc tree. This hurts quite a bit as it noticeably reduces the overall damage of I-Beam. We understand the need to rearrange the talents to make room, but it's hard to see why Blizzard didn't just bake this effect directly into I-Beam. Losing a core part of I-Beam feels like an unnecessary nerf to the class. Essence Break has been reworked in one of the best ways possible. Instead of providing a damage multiplier, it now adds a flat bonus damage to your next Blade Dance and Chaos Strike. Because it adds flat damage to your abilities, it doesn't matter whether you're in Metamorphosis or not, as it will do the same amount of damage. This makes it a much more reliable and satisfying talent than before. The choice node with Desperate Instincts and Netherwalk has seen some of the biggest changes in the Havoc tree. Remember when we mentioned Blur having 2 charges? Well, Netherwalk now gives 2.5 seconds of damage immunity at the start of Blur. It works like the old Netherwalk, but without the restriction of not being able to deal damage. This makes it incredibly strong, especially when we have 2 charges on a 1-minute cooldown. On the other hand, Desperate Instincts has been reworked to scrap the old auto blur portion. Havoc still keeps the 10% bonus damage reduction, but now it provides an additional 10% damage while below 35% health, giving you a total of 40% damage reduction. While not bad, it's hard to justify Desperate Instincts over Netherwalk. Netherwalk is effectively an on-demand immunity with 0 downside and a very short cooldown. Shattered Destiny didn't receive any changes, but it's now on a choice node with Collective Anguish. Given how strong Shattered Destiny is, it effectively makes Collective Anguish a non-viable option. The concept behind Collective Anguish summoning a Vengeance Demon Hunter to cast Fell Devastation is cool, but the passive benefits of Shattered Destiny are just too strong to give up. It's a clear case of Blizzard forcing a choice. Overall, the class has seen some significant updates, but it's definitely a smaller scale rework compared to what other classes have received this expansion. That said, most of the adjustments are neutral to positive, with a few genuine quality of life improvements that make the spec smoother and more enjoyable to play. Given the overall direction and the positive momentum, we're giving the Havoc Demon Hunter changes a solid thumbs up. Now, in case you've been out of the loop, Midnight also introduces some brand new Apex talents. These are meant to be power-ups specifically tailored for each spec, centering one core mechanic. All of our new Apex talents fall under the name Eternal Hunt. But don't be fooled. While they're technically labeled Eternal Hunt, they actually interact with both I-Beam and the Hunt. Let's break down how each one works. Our first talent makes the Hunt increase I-Beam's damage by 100% and also widens the beam. It's a solid passive damage boost, though it does make triggering isolated prey a bit trickier. Even with this small downside, it's still a great talent and significantly enhances our burst potential. Our second Eternal Hunt talent reduces the cooldown of the Hunt by 30 seconds, boosts its damage by 30%, and increases the number of targets hit by 4. The extra targets doesn't really matter, but putting the Hunt on a 1-minute cooldown is absolutely insane, especially when you factor in its synergy with Reaver's Glaive and the new I-Beam damage boost. This is another great addition. And of course, we saved the best for last because the final Eternal Hunt talent is by far the greatest addition. It not only gives a flat 20% damage buff to Blade Dance, but fully channeling I-Beam causes your next Blade Dance to refresh its own cooldown. This means you can chain Blade Dance back to back with every I-Beam, creating unreal burst potential. Without a doubt, this is one of the strongest additions to the class. We honestly don't have much to criticize about these new additions, and in fact, the class is looking stronger than ever. The Apex talents alone are so impactful that they easily deserve 2 big thumbs up. Now though, let's take a look at the brand new hero talents coming in Midnight. Eldrazi has been a fan favorite throughout the War Within, so let's start by looking at the new talents it received, beginning with Broken Spirit. This talent causes the Hunt to shatter a soul, and gives Chaos Strike a 20% chance to spawn a lesser soul fragment, separate from the proc from Demonic Appetite. It's a solid passive bonus that helps us proc more glaives. Keen Edge is fairly straightforward, as it simply increases our physical damage and the damage of Reaver's Glaive. It's essentially a carryover from the 11.2 Eldrazi 2 set, but it's still a welcome addition. Finally, we have Bladecraft. This talent mirrors the 11.2 Eldrazi 4 set, giving Fury of the Eldrazi extra slashes or Reaver's Mark an extra stack depending on whether you use Chaos Strike or Blade Dance first after hitting your glaive. It's another great addition with no real downsides. Felscarred hasn't seen much attention in the War Within, but the new additions coming in Midnight are looking promising. The first talent, Blind Focus, provides a 5% fire damage increase, which is doubled when in demon form. This is a great talent, especially since a large portion of Felscarred's output comes from Demon Surge and Immolation Aura. Undying Embers gives Immolation Aura a chance to re-trigger after it ends. There's a bit of RNG involved, but when it procs, it will be a massive DPS boost, especially since a Fire Inside allows Immolation Aura to stack up to 5 times. The final addition is Volatile Instinct, which automatically procs Demon Surge when you enter Demon form. It may not seem like much at first, but it grants an extra stack of demonic intensity, making your burst damage even more terrifying. Overall, the hero talent additions are strong, and we might even see Felscarred get a bit more playtime depending on future tuning. These new hero talents continue the trend of meaningful improvements, so they definitely earn a thumbs up. But we're not done yet, because let's wrap things up with some PvP talent changes. Honestly, not much has changed here. Most of the talents function exactly the same, though you no longer have to give up Fell Eruption to take Illidan's Grasp. This could make the talent a more interesting choice, as it now functions similarly to Lasso, but it is highly likely we'll continue running the standard setup of Blood Moon, Glimpse, and swapping between Reverse Magic and Detainment for the foreseeable future. But what is our overall impression of Havoc Demon Hunter in Midnight? Blizzard finally got it right. They took a formula that already worked and improved on it. Sure, it's not perfect. Havoc lost a few minor things along the way, but overall it's pretty amazing how much they've enhanced the spec. Every expansion, we help thousands of healers just like you hit their rating goals, like Gizmo here, a Resto Druid hard stuck at Rival with over 5,000 games played, who gained over 600 rating in a few weeks just by using skill cap. Our damage and healing courses save you weeks or even months of your time, condensing down everything you need to know into bite-sized videos. You don't have to be scared to sign up because we have a rank up guarantee that promises you will gain at least 400 rating while using our service. So if you're serious about climbing, visit the discount link below to get started. Anyway guys, we want to thank y'all for watching. See you soon.